Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. You guys are officially chilling with Nelly. We mix the perfect amount of righteous and ratchet every time. Alright, so this video is featuring Erica. She's back. I convinced her to come back for another video. Okay, so this video is this week's topic of choice, and it is about moving forward and moving on and knowing when to just kind of let go and let God take control of a situation. So to start it out, I asked my pastor, Pastor Cleveland, to kind of guide me in the direction of a Bible verse to reference for this. And it really appreciate like all of my team like that helps out with all of this that I referenced. And so I had to Google how to pronounce this, so if I don't pronounce this correctly, please don't chop my head off. But it's Ecclesiastes 3, 6, and 7. And it says, there's a time to search and a time to give up as lost. There's a time to keep and a time to throw away, a time to tear apart and a time to sew together, a time to be silent and a time to speak. Okay. So that went in perfect with my topic of choice this week. So I genuinely appreciate him for guiding me there. And that was like perfect into this video, because I guess like the best advice I can say is that like I'm learning through my journey of faith that sometimes some situations you're not gonna get closure on a situation. You're not gonna get the answers that you feel like you deserve because sometimes they're just not there, and you got to learn how to just turn them over to God.
That's true.
So I think like one of the biggest things I can say, like just through my experiences, and like one of my biggest like hurdles that I had to get over was like my dad dying. Like I had to learn that like, okay, it happened and he's gone and I can't get him back, but I have to learn how to like let that hurt go and kind of let God take control of that hurt and let him deal with that, because if I try to deal with it on my own, it just led me to depression and anxiety and just didn't want to deal with people, didn't want to deal with the world. So it kind of put me in a bad place mentally. But that is one of the benefits of being able to say pray. Like everybody always like, oh, pray through it, you know, girl. Pray your way out of it. And it's hard to tell somebody that's just walking into faith to pray when you don't necessarily know how to just be like, okay. That's like when I give Erica something and be like, okay, here, you can have it. It's tangible. Like I can see she has it. Like I know, you know, it's like, okay, if I give her this, like, okay, I have it. She has it. But with prayers, like I can't. How do I know God heard me? Like how do I know? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, like how do I know? Like he's working on it. Like he ain't say, hey Chanel, I'm working on it. So I think that that's one of the things that you have to think about when you're like new to your faith, like I am. Is like, okay, like I hear you, and I'm letting go, and I'm letting God take control. But when you let God take control, you got it's one of them situations where you can't, like, I can't give this to Erica and then take it back, and then give it to Erica again, and then take it back.
That means you're an Indian giver.
Exactly. That's what it means. And you know, but we tend to do that though with stuff. Like when we get stressed out about things, like when we get hurt, especially when we get mad, like when you get angry, like it'd be like, well, you did, and you said, and this, and because like when me and like I'm good for that. Like I let things just build up and build up and build up, and then by the time I let them build up, and I actually like say something, I've been saying everything and then some things from 5 years ago
that you thought that you forgot about. But I'm like that too. Like I tend to like just keep my mouth closed and just keep bottling stuff in and don't say anything and don't react on it at that time, because I'm learning how to be able to open up and speak to people. So when I do get mad, I get mad. But I don't like to get that way, because then, like you said, you know what I'm saying, you don't know what's going to come out your mouth. Some crazy stuff, so it's not always good to do that, but
the one thing, all right, but the one thing I can say, the best advice I can give about moving forward and learning how to manage that is if you deal with things in the time in which they happen. Like one thing that would, like, say with Erica and I's friendship, like I might do something today, and like for me it works better if you speak about it that day. Like, and like if you tell me that day. Because then it keeps you from like building things up and building things up, because then you really can move forward. You can't truly move forward in any relationship, whether it be a friendship, a relationship, a parenting relationship. You can never move forward in a relationship if you're always looking back. If you're always looking at the past, if you're always looking at what this person did and that person did, you'll never be able to see the transition into the person that they are. And I read the what made me choose this topic was because I read a quote on somebody's Instagram where it said that people waste too much time caring about what somebody thinks about them when they don't even know the new them. Like, you might know an old version of me. Why should I care about what you think about an old version of me? If you don't know this new version of me, don't speak on me, because I have a past just like everybody else does, but I'm trying every day to be better. And in order to move forward, for one, you have to forgive yourself. You're not perfect. You make mistakes. Things happen. And you have to forgive yourself, so that way, as you change, as you grow, like, the one thing is, a person can't use something against you that you've accepted about yourself. People can't use against me that I can be a little ratchet sometimes, because I accept that about myself. Like, I know I have a tendency to be like, go from 0 to 100 real quick. But I accept that about myself. I pray about it, and I'm asking God to change that. And I've slowed down. I go from like 0 to like 89.
93. My bad. My bad. I'm sorry.
Okay, we might be at 93, but we're not at 100. So I'll take that.
Yep.
So that's the best part about moving forward. Another example I can say is just from a woman who has been through so much with people, like, even in relationships. I will say, like, in a relationship, I was in a relationship with a man that, like, did the worst to me. And when I say, like, the worst, like, did the worst of the worst. Cheated, had another baby, went outside of the marriage. I mean, just did a lot of stuff. And I still forgive this person. And I say that because you have to move forward in order to get to know a person. I'm not saying go back into that same type of relationship, because once a person shows you, like, okay, this is who I am, like, they gotta earn that back. They gotta earn you back. You can't just walk back into that blindly. But I still deal with him. I still talk to him. We have children together. So, but I had to learn a new version of him. He had to learn a new version of me. But I had to forgive for myself and move forward for myself, because for one, I have children with this person, and then for two, because this is still one of my best friends. He's still somebody that I talk to. He's still somebody that I love. So you have to learn how to, like, say, okay, accept your responsibility and what went wrong. Because a lot of people like to point the finger, like, oh, Erica, you did this and you did this and you did this. But what did you do? And see,
I was always told it takes two people to argue. You know what I'm saying?
It does. It really, really
you can argue
does.
yourself, let you in the middle answer too, but then, you know.
That's a whole other story.
Yeah.
But I, you know, and Erica and I have had this conversation personally where, you know, I allowed a lot of things to happen. I was blind to a lot of things that happened, and I looked the other way for a lot of things that happened. So I couldn't really get mad when things hit the fan the way they did, because when a person shows you their true colors, believe them.
Don't be all naive, because you get, like, previous signs before something big happens to show you. So it's better to pay attention to those little signs, and instead of waiting till the last minute and all of a sudden you don't put your all into something, and then you find out something totally different. And
right. But even when you get to that point, like, you still have to be at a point where, like, you have to move on from that. Don't be stuck in it, and don't use that against the next person that you go into a relationship with, or don't go into that and the next person you have a friendship with. Don't go take that into the next person who wants to come into your life and be a light in your life. Like with Erica and I's friendship, Erica and I had a lot of baggage from previous friendships that went wrong. And for the longest time, I wanted to choke her. I still want to choke her some days, because she has a lot of damage done by bad friendships. People have done her wrong. People that have told her they were there and then weren't there. Like people who said they were her friends but weren't their friends. And then I have to pay for that, because I'm coming in like, hey, how you doing?
Yeah, she's always smiling and stuff, and I used to be like, will you stop smiling like for just one day? I know that sounds mean, but I'm not like a huggy, dubby type, kissy, I love you every day type of person, and she is, you know. So I have to be able to adjust to it and try to be positive like she is, you know. I have certain times in the day where she'll come to me and like, give me a hug, and for some reason, all the reasons, she gives me the bad time.
Every time.
And I'll be like, you want a hug for reals right now? Like, right now? I'm like, hurry, make it quick. Make it quick.
Make it quick. But the thing is, like, the fact that you can realize that, the fact that you can see that, like, that's amazing, because some people will go their whole lives not realizing, okay, like, I need to move on from this hurt. I need to move forward from this hurt. But the best thing, like, honestly, I can say is that, like I said in my example, is you can't give something to somebody and then take it away. Give something to somebody and take it away. You genuinely have to turn it over to God and know that He is working on it. Know that all things work according to His plan. And if we look at the scripture that Pastor Cleveland gave us, it said, like, there's a time for basically what that meant to me and how I took it is, like, there's a time for everything. Like, there's a time to search for answers, but then there's a time to just let it be lost. Like, you're not going to get those answers. You're not going to get that. You have to just move on with it. Like, it's just not going to come. Like, and as much as you want to hold hard and harbor in on it, it just can't. For the life of me, I couldn't understand why, like, my mom just couldn't be the kind of mother I wanted her to be. Like, she wasn't there for her the way I wanted her to be there, or the way that I'm a mother to my kids. But that's an answer I'm never gonna get. Like, I'm never gonna get that. So I have to just move on from that. Then it says, you know, there's a time to give up and there's a time to keep. Like, there's a time to give up, and then there's also time to keep fighting for it. With certain relationships, you have to give up and just walk away and move on with your life. And then certain people are worth fighting for. Erica and I went through some things this week that could have just made it to where we just never spoke again, where we just don't deal with each other. It could have broken our friendship up. But anything that's worth having in your life is worth fighting for. And some things are irreplaceable. Like, you can't get another that person, or you can't get that thing back. So it's like you gotta work, you gotta fight for that. But then you also, like, when we went through what we went through in our friendship, and like we had that incident that happened, we didn't dwell on it. Like, we moved right past it. We moved right on. Like, it just didn't matter.
Yeah, it was like within 3 hours.
Yeah, by that night we were at Applebee's.
Yeah. Then I still got bipolar again. Cause I have a tendency of doing that. Like, I just, like, situations where I'm in, instead of getting like mad, I get like super duper mad.
Yeah.
And then I look back, I'm like, dang, I feel bad for it now. I'm gonna wait to apologize or do something nice. But I'm a work in progress, so I'm trying.
So that is our video about being able to move forward and move on. Like, genuinely, like, pray about it. Like, find somebody that you can confide in. Like, I talked to Erica about everything under the sun. Like, I literally, like, I talked to Pastor Cleveland about everything. I talked to, like, some of the people that go to church with me. I talked to Jonathan. I know he'd be tired of talking to me, because, like, that's, like, the one person I can turn to. And, like, he gets it. He knows my emotions. He knows, like, how to handle it.
Who is that?
Jonathan, JT.
About you. Okay.
Yeah, like.
Call at this time.
Who we calling?
He's on a hotline service.
But, like, JT, like, he knows, like, how to handle my emotions. He knows what to say when I'm crying. He knows, like, what to say when I'm mad. Like, he told Erica, he was like, just let it be. Like, I'll deal with it. Like, because he genuinely does. Like, he knows me well enough by this point to know, like.
And he was like, just swallow and swallow. And I was like, so what if I choke? Like, who gonna help me? You think I was gonna ask that?
Yeah,
well, we'll get to that point.
He's endured a lot with me over the years, like, but he's never had to deal with saved me. So I think this is new to him, like, because when he be expecting me to, like, be crazy, like, I don't be. And he don't know what to do.
That make me even more scared, because I'm like, well, what's he gonna do now?
Yeah.
Especially if you expecting somebody to act a certain way, and all of a sudden they done flipped and acting.
But he's never had to deal with saved me. Like, this new saved me, I love this version of me so much better, because, like, I'm a lot calmer. I'm a lot more peaceful. Like, I look at things more objectively. Like, I look at, like, I'm not going to say all the time I do, because I still got, like, a lot of things that I'm trying to, like, change. because I still got that ratchet side that be trying to come out sometimes.
I'm so proud of her, especially today. I wish I would have seen her. I want to give her, I wanted to give her a cookie, something, some money, you know, something.
God is working on me, and that's the one thing I can say. And so this video was important for me to do because it is something that I'm learning to do every day with my walk with faith. I'll probably do an update video on this because there's some things that I'm trying to move forward from in my life, just with personal things that happen to me. Hi, baby. Personal things that happened with me over 2018. We're not going to bring them into 2019. So Kaden wants my attention, you guys. So this is the end of our video. Thank you guys for chilling with Nelly and Erica. Okay. And hopefully if you are, by the time you see this video, it'll be edited and it'll have an intro because Trinity taught me how to do an intro. Yeah. So hopefully.
She's pretty bad at that stuff.
I know. I love it.